Good afternoon and welcome to Titan Talk. Hey guys, thanks for joining us today. Today you have myself, Captain Coop. Our talent is running a little bit late. He had some stuff he had to finish up. He will hopefully be joining us here in a minute. So you'll see him burst through the door and interrupt like he always does. But today we have a special guest with us. Today we have Tania, who we call T. She is... I'm trying to think of the best way to put it. She is our hiring department. She is the one who has saved us and brought us as many offices as she can and done a phenomenal job at making sure that we keep our classes as big as we can with good quality officers. So I'd like to introduce Tania, who is also Titan of the Month. So congratulations, everybody. Round of applause.
Thank you. Hi, guys. Well, yeah, I'm the recruiter here with Titan. It's fun, I can tell you. I meet a lot of cool people, and hey, you know, the same energy and fire that I had when I first come here. So it's always fun, most definitely.
Fantastic. So give us a little bit of, if you don't mind, one, pull the microphone a little bit closer to you so we can get a little louder. Two, you're fine. Two, can you run a little bit of your background with Titan for me? Because I know that you didn't start off in the hiring department. So if you could, just give me a little bit of background about yourself.
Most definitely. I came to Titan working from Garda. I felt that me as an officer, I wasn't being seen for my hard efforts. So I've been following Titan as soon as I graduated from high school. That's when the company was established. So I said, you know what, I'm going to give it a roll again. I went ahead and applied. And shockingly this time, I got through the door, which was the most exciting day on earth for me. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you, Coop. But once I got through the door, I did go forward to start as a unarmed officer. They really tried to pressure me. And Aaron Black, the recruiter at the time, tried to pressure me to become armed. I was like, nope, I like my subcompacts. You want friendly fire? You want your toe shot off? Yeah, sure. Yeah, give me a firearm. So I was like, okay. He's like, okay, I understand. I was like, thanks for your integrity. Okay, yeah, you're welcome. But yes, I did come in as an unarmed officer. Straight out the gate, went downtown, working with that community.
Fantastic.
Literally 2 months within the company, I was literally being asked, hey, we need to interview you for a sergeant position. I'm like, whoa, I just started here. Never got ranked in my life doing security. I was like, okay, this gotta be surreal.
That's the mention of quality, though. And that's the thing with Titan is when we notice that quality, you know, it happens all the time when we see that. You know, that's the same thing. Very similar to me. It took me a little bit longer, but I took a very different route of how I got to being a supervisor. But it was the same thing. When I got in a position of where it was noticed, it was noticed. And it's the same thing with Lieutenant Shaughnessy, with Captain Brown, and you know, some of the supervisors we've had, and currently have, is that tenacity that is just the top quality, which is what we look forward in that heart, the fire, the motor.
Most definitely.
Leon always says it's the motor.
Oh yeah, if that motor is not working, it's blown.
But that motor is key to anything, because everything else can be taught.
Oh, most definitely.
You can be taught how the post runs. You can be taught how to use the systems, but it's that motor, that drive, that is the most important factor.
I agree, 100%.
And you've done a phenomenal job. And I said it again, fanatics.
Thank you.
At finding people with that motor.
Thank you so much. I literally, when I go forward to look at our future officers, I start off as it's day one for me all over again. The energy that they bring, the integrity that they bring to the table, you know, just that yearning of being something more.
Right.
And I see that energy in their eyes, and I'm like, yeah, they're going to love you here. And that's how I felt when I entered the door. It's like, oh, wow, they actually love me. Wow, a security company loves me. So, yes, so I just go forward, open my hearts to our upcoming officers, and they go forward to spill their heart towards me. And I'm like, yes, we're going to help build that fire for you, man.
Perfect.
We're going to build that, most definitely.
Awesome. So you started kind of getting tossed in the fire. You said you started out in the downtown, which is probably one of our busiest areas.
Oh, yeah.
And then from there, you progressed. How long was it before, would you say that you were either interested? So were you interested in the hiring department, or was that something, how did that kind of breach into?
Yes. Well, I'm going to be completely honest, you guys. I always wanted to be a police officer. But, you know, some of us just get caught in the middle. if that makes sense. We get stuck in an abyss like, hey, I like security. I kind of want to leave. Not really. So what kept me fired and getting back into recruiting, I did do some recruiting before with some temp agencies, and I also worked with the state, Walnut County, for the children division, which, yeah.
Has its own fun times.
Yes, it has its own fun times dealing with parents, placement of children, and also finding monitors that will respect the court orders and mandations. So,
right.
So it's like, okay, I love security, but I love people. Maybe my experience can help brighten someone's future, just like I got my future brightened by this
right.
company. So it's like, well, you know what? I'm going to shoot my shot. Why not? Why not? And I was really stoked and, just honored to gain this position here with the company. I never known. It was either the rank or recruiting. I was like, it has its perks in both.
It has its perks in
both. Yes, most definitely.
Okay. Well, awesome. Well, you've done a phenomenal job. You really have when it comes to the hiring side. You have a very good, I'm just trying to think of the best way to put it, but you have a very good outlook on it, and I think that translates very well to the NEOs. Let me ask you this, because you do a majority, if not all, of the hiring.
Most definitely.
What's something that you look for in a candidate as a hiring manager? What's a key quality that you see that you think would help somebody who's looking to become security or looking to be in this general field of work? What's something that you key on when you see them? Most
definitely. Integrity is number one. I do understand we all have a life outside of these walls. We do have situations that's going on. Just being upfront, honest, some people, they always had a yearning to be a armed officer, but they really didn't have too much time in the field, or they was in the military, but don't know how to get back into society. So I'll go forward and tap on their soft notes that way,
right.
and get them to open up a lot more. The hardest question in the world is, tell me about yourself.
Okay.
A lot of people, they freeze up because they just truly don't know how to express their self.
Right.
So with that question, just open up interviews, it kind of tells me a lot about that individual from the jump. Just, okay, all right. So I can tell right there, okay, this person is really interested. They're trying to do better. They want to go forward or become something more, or I just need a job. Okay, that's typically what it is. And from there, I go forward to mold my interview questions from how their experience of life is.
So their interactions with you will mold how it works.
Exactly.
Fantastic. So you get a more personable level on that. It's a tailored individual rather than having a sheet of A, B, C, D, E of generic questions. You're able to change that and mold it to the individual person.
I mold it to the individual person. Also, thanks again to this beautiful, amazing company. Helping Hand. Again, I'm not a tactical firearm user myself, so going forward to ask, Tom, our range instructor, asking you, Coop, McFarland, even our Chief Leon, hey, what things can I do better so I can help not only interview this candidate, but also teach them what we're looking for. So, just be able to get the gear and all the items that I need to help these people will help them get a better understanding what they're coming into, which makes them a lot comfortable coming in within the Titan Protection family, most definitely. A lot of people in their life never seen a level 3 holster. A lot of people don't realize their grip as far as handling their firearm is wrong. So we kind of knock out some of those hiccups before they're able to certify with Kansas City Commission Board, which has been helpful, but also it helps people to understand that we do care and we do want to see you grow within our company, most definitely.
So let me get this straight. So you start their interview, they want to go armed.
Yes.
You've started that where you will assist them with grip and an understanding of what the expectations are, how the items on their duty belts work. So you've integrated that into the hiring. That's
surely
amazing because being an instructor, I've gotten to see a lot of people who have little experience or people who have tons of experience, and to know that you've rounded some of that where they might have a moderate amount of experience to little to a moderate amount of experience, roll it into the hiring process and say, hey, so You've got some firearms experience. Well, let's go over some of the basics
Most
and get a
definitely.
better understanding to see where they start out better to help the training department get them the best quality training for that individual.
Most definitely. And, the beautiful thing is, people do express their opinion, which security company they left from. A lot of people actually leave like, this must the most awesome interview I've ever been in. I want that to be that because, again, this is your job. This is your career. I don't want you to feel like it's a dreadful experience. No, most definitely not. I want you to come in with your head high, knowing that you can become something more. As long as you put your heart and your mind into it, you can be something. And with the help of each family member is here with Titan, you can get there. And again, you got to have that motor. If you don't have that motor, you're going to be stuck.
Yep.
Most definitely.
So real quick, I want to send some shout out to Devin, Gary, and Joe. Thank you guys. I did see your comments earlier. We kind of just started right up into it. Ryan here, he says that Tania does an incredible job. So thank you, Mr. Smith, for that shout out.
Thank you, Ryan.
We also believe she does a incredible / phenomenal job. But T has done some amazing work for us in making sure that these officers have a better understanding. And I had an idea of what you had gone in because, you had asked me a couple of questions, and I know we had given you one of our blue guns for help and stuff like that, but I didn't know you had gone that far into it.
Oh, no, I went home. As soon as they gave me that training block, I was like, okay, I'm going to roll on the floor. I literally put up a duty belt rolling on the floor. Okay. I've been going for it because I have to know how it works, too. How would I be that good of a recruiter if I don't know how it works?
Right.
And actually, you guys want to be honest, I'm doing everything possible to make sure I know what's ahead for you. So I'm going forward to get range training as well with Tom within the next month.
Very
within
cool.
the next month.
Really?
That way.
That's awesome.
Most definitely. Because it's only fair. I feel, how can you hire an armed officer and you don't even know how to bear arms yourself? Right?
That's a fair point. How do you hire someone for the job if you don't know how the job is performed?
Exactly. So, I'm not a tactical nut. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am a lovely time boy. I do know how to function a firearm, but I'm gonna tell you it's not A1. I do need to get my practice. Everything is repetition. And this is why I tell my interviews.
Let me ask you this. What's something you as a hiring manager, when you see these people, when you see someone come in, what's something that you would recommend to them? Most
definitely. Like, I'll let them know, like, hey, especially after we do our firearm drills within the interview, I'm like, listen, I'm going to tell you the truth. And I'm going to tell you just from my experience and what I have learned with this company so far. Watch your finger placement. You keep touching the trigger. Watch how you grip. Again, repetition is key.
Going after that safety aspect.
Yes. You want to make sure you're safe because I don't want you blowing my foot off. I don't want you blowing my head off.
Fair point.
By going forward to, demonstrate how you go forward to unholster your weapon. So from those points, I'll be fair. It's always opportunity to grow and tighten. I'll let them know, hey, with your foot in the door as an unarmed officer, as long as you promise me you practice, you will be a great armed officer. And then with that, it still gives our applicants hope, most definitely, because all it takes is repetition. It's just like when you're raised, growing up with your family, your mom tell you get up for school every day at 5:30. It's the same thing when it comes to training yourself for anything you want to get into.
Hold on, I got to stop here. You had to get up at 5:30? You got to sleep in?
Well, our bus stop was literally like in front of our house, so that's the only reason why I got a little additional time.
Well, good.
But yes.
So you start building that in during the hiring to make sure that they have an understanding and that you have an understanding of their level, so you know a better idea of where to place them, because you have a full understanding of where our needs are, what the most important is, what are the high risk, what are the low risk. You've got a complete understanding of all of that. And so during that, you're able to talk to them and bring them and make sure that you get them in a position in the company that is best for them to start learning. And that's something you tagged on that I want to tag into myself, that growth within the company is kind of like number one priority.
Most definitely.
Something I want to point out, most people, most of our employees know this or have figured it out over the time. Every one of our supervisors, 99% of our supervisors were officers for us in the field.
Oh, yes.
And so every one of us understands what it's like to stand at a post. Every one of us understands what it's like to interact with the public in a security uniform.
All inclement weather.
And And I guarantee you, all of us understand what it's like to stand outside in the snow.
Yes, most definitely.
So you bringing that up to where there's that personal growth in there to expand and grow within the company is amazing. That you're not only you're bringing it up, but you're tagging it in the interview
Most
before
definitely.
they're even technically in the company. That's
Most definitely.
amazing.
Yes, I always go forward and just give my testimony on how I started. You guys, I have only been here for a year. Okay,
Yeah.
I only been here for a year. I'm a 34-year-old black woman. I only been here for a year. Okay, like I said, showing up on time, doing my due diligence to make sure I'm safe and the people I'm protecting is safe, making sure that my fellow officers are okay, helping her coverage with them. Going forward to pick up overtime, although it helped my pockets, it also helped the company pockets as well, and just being real and true to yourself. Because not only that, we do deal with a lot of EDPs out there. Most definitely, especially
Absolutely.
Power and Light, you guys. Power and Light is not only EDPs, there's a lot of intoxicated people.
There you go.
Okay. You literally have to learn yourself in and out in your heart. Because I'm going to be honest with what we do. It's no rule, but it's your gut instinct in your heart.
Yep.
Most definitely.
So something I've always told people when I've met them in orientation and I'm talking to them and I'm instructing and training and trying to help them be better is something that I've run across a lot is where people will try to act like, Billy Badass, I'm
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Tough Guy.
Most definitely.
And something I've always told everybody, and this is, it not only works in the field, but it works in your personal life and it works in a interview situation. Treat others as you wish to be treated.
Oh, yeah.
If I was someone who, if I expected security to come talk to me or law enforcement or I was talking to a recruiter, I would want them to speak to me in a specific way, to talk to me with not respect maybe, but like decorum,
Yes.
and have a very civil conversation. And so having that in an interview and saying, hey, here's how we do that. And you
Oh,
touching in on that just is awesome to where you can say, hey, this is the type of person that you want to be. This is the type of person that we want, and this is how you can get there.
Most
Is
definitely.
amazing.
Yes.
Preacher,
I try
thanks
my
for
best,
joining
you
us. I'll
guys.
see you.
Yes, it's just better to come as who you are. I mean, we all come from a background, you guys. Within interviews, being honest is the best thing. I'd rather you tell me and then you're not, and then something comes up and I can't help you. This is how we run as a family. We need to know so we can help you get to the next level where you want to be. But yes, I mean, countless people come in. I literally, to this day, I can look at the person I went forward to hire. I know them by their name, just because of the general conversations that we have. Going forward to express our self-interest, going forward to hold yourself at a higher standard to become something that's going to help the community. Even when I go to these hiring events, job fairs, I do express, guess what, you guys? You do security for free. And he's like, what? You have to protect yourself every day. You always got to be aware of your surroundings.
And
You
situational.
have to. You're doing it for free. Why not do it with a company and grow and excel in it?
Monopolize on something you do on a daily basis.
You do it for free every day. You protect your mom when you go to the grocery store, when you go walk down the street to get your favorite pop.
It's funny. I never considered that, but when you think about it, I mean, I do now. Having done this for a decade,
Yes.
I understand that now. But if you would have talked to me back when I initially got hired, or even 2 years in, I never would have considered the fact that I do that. That I'm
Yes.
sitting here thinking, where are the exits? Where's the entry? Where's someone going to come in if they do something wrong? How do I get my loved ones safely
safe
to where they?
point.
And I never considered that when I first got hired. So that's a phenomenal point. I'll tell you now, doing this a decade, everywhere I go, I walk in,
Exactly.
I go, what are the egress points? Where are our weak spots? How do I get out safely? How do I bring people
Most
with me?
definitely.
And stuff like that. But taking that in and saying, hey, you're already doing it for yourself.
For free.
Why not get better at it and do it with a company, learn, grow, and become better?
Most
That
definitely.
is amazing. You never could have got me to think about that if you'd ever asked me to hire someone.
Like, people look at me, it's like, well, you're right. Every day we have to do that. We do it for our well-being every day. Why not help your community by doing it?
I mean, we do it at home too.
Yes, most definitely, because I know
Yeah.
I have a fire horn to protect myself at home. So, I mean, you're already doing it. You're already doing security. for yourself. Oh,
Everybody
there's
clap
McFarlane.
for him for being late.
Most definitely.
Work before I can do some Titan talk.
That's a fair point.
Right. Testing 1, 2, 3. Spent a little longer in the beauty department before.
There's the tablet.
He was fixing his makeup.
Yes.
So
You
thank
look
you for
beautiful.
joining us.
Happy to be here. What's up, T?
So
Hey,
we've
what's
been
up,
going over a
McFarlane?
little bit about T's background. She's kind of been describing her hiring process and what she looks for and how she talks to the candidates and how she helps them and stuff like that. She gave some great advice on what she was looking for and how to interact and stuff like that. What do you got for her? I'm going to throw you on the spot.
Probably everything that you would have asked already, but I mean, I just want to give you some recognition for how good of a job you do.
She does a
Thank
great
you.
job.
Thank
Appreciate
you
it.
for getting butts and seats and quality guys. I mean, it's one thing to just hire, just anybody, but you actually take the time to vet. I like that if she has a rehire, which I feel like everybody that's watching this that's worked for us before, you probably have quit and then come back. Or, I mean, obviously, if you've worked, yeah, that's an oxymoron. Mostly everybody that leaves on good terms eventually comes back unless they did like a drastic career change.
Right. Or they go law enforcement or
and then-
something.
Yeah, and then the bad apples, obviously we don't accept them back, but she does. We just got done talking to the hall about somebody. She said a name, and I was like, I haven't heard that name in years, and it was a guy that worked for us, and we'll probably allow him to come back because he left on decent terms, and so I like that she does.
She does a vetting process.
Yeah, it's not like where she's so disconnected from the operations team that she's just hiring and we're not aware. She's actually concerned with what our needs are, and
Most definitely.
it seems more deliberate than it has in the past. Not saying that other people didn't do a good job here, but she's got a recipe that works. So thank you.
No
And
worries.
again, it makes our lives a little easier when we have good candidates and people that are hey, this is the gig, this is what we do, and they're like, oh, well, I didn't know this is what I was signing up for, and I can't say I've ever heard anybody, aside from a few that have probably been dishonest. But,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
but
I can say there's been a huge decrease in that. I'll say that.
where they're like, I was told, this is what I was getting, and it's like, that's not the case. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. It's just getting to know them on a personal level. Because after a while, they will open up their hearts to you, most definitely.
Yeah.
And let them know what's going on. Like I said, like I was telling Coop, either they're coming in because they have a fire that's burning, they just don't know how to get it, to
Yeah.
flare higher for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they just need a job. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
And some
So I
people,
get it.
yeah. And
I
then
get it,
there's
most definitely. We deal with things every day with our own lives, and I get it. People are hungry, most definitely hungry for more, and that's what I'm looking for. I want to see their hunger, most definitely. I want to see that you want to grow, most definitely. I want to see that you're taking your time out to learn these things,
Yeah.
just as much as I am. Like I was telling Coop, when I went forward to implement the training block into the interviews, I was at home rolling on the floor learning how to use that sucker. Most definitely. Like my husband's like, what the hell? Like get off the floor. No, I'm doing tactical moves. Okay?
Yeah, tactical
I'm
moves.
being tactical.
I'm being tactical, hiding around a beam. Huh? Yeah.
No, that was a really cool thing you did that I heard about. Where you were taking, basically the duty belt, because people will come in here and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm a, pistol expert," and
Oh, yeah.
and most of the time, the people that are most vocal about that are just the opposite. It's the quiet ones that come in and shoot 100%. You're like, "Oh, that guy's got ice in his veins,"
Oh yeah.
or she does, or whatever. But you get the guys that are like, "Oh yeah, I do this, and this. I got this certifications," and most of the time it's
Who
Can't
told
put
you
the
we get
mag
free
in the
candy?
fire, right?
free candy. Yeah, and then
Hold on.
and then you watch them put a holster on, and they're like,
What
and you're
the
like,
heck?
you've never done this before, have you?
No.
So it's nice to see that you're kind of thinking outside the box on getting us prepared for what we have coming. As far as, hey, this guy, he's eager, and it doesn't mean you have to be an expert to go armed. If you want to learn and go through our training and stuff, we'll get you there. We've had plenty of people that I can remember. One, I won't say any names, she doesn't work for us anymore, but she was a really good success story. Me and Leon worked with her multiple times out at the range.
I know this one.
And we she had a lot of fight in her, and she was just not accurate is the best way to put it. And
Oh,
so we had to
gotcha.
work on some hand placement and some things. But I remember when we do our cadence, it's we have to yell because we've got hearing protection on and guns are
Yes.
going off. So when our attitude changed from coaching and teaching to, get ready, we're getting ready to rock and roll, her fight or flight kicked in, and she whiskey throttled like 4 rounds down there instead of doing one. We had said fire one, and she's just boom, 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 and it was just like she's ready. And
Panic set in.
Yeah, and so we pulled her aside and sat her down and said, "Hey, I'm gonna send you home for today because you violated the rule, but I love your tenacity, and so I want you to work on this, this, and this." And we had her out again, and we had some, we had a little bit of progress, and finally we felt comfortable to sending her to KCPD, where we knew she was going to be safe, and we thought she was going to be successful with her score, and she passed. And I remember when I found out about it, I was driving here in the morning because we always find out the next morning after range. Because they do it in the evening, and so the next morning I'm driving in, and so the guy sitting next to me had thought I was some kind of maniac. Because I'm like, yeah, when I'm driving. It was just such a cool. And Leon was the same way. Him and I invested. This is when our main range instructor was down. We invested a lot of time with her, and it's the little things like that people don't realize go on here. And so seeing you do, the duty belt just to show that I'm invested in getting these guys the tools they need to be successful. And so if a guy comes in, he puts it on upside down and backwards, you're like, let's wait to go armed for a little bit. We'll teach you.
Okay.
So those are really cool things that I've seen you implement. So again, I can't thank you enough for how much you put in, and you're just such a good fit in the office. So I have nothing but good things to say about you.
Thank you. I mean, hey, it's an honor. Like I said, it's truly an honor to be here. To work with you guys, to work with all the upcoming applicants. You better apply. TPCsecurity.com, you guys. Come on. But I'm telling you, we will help you, most definitely. Again, integrity is a must here. I can't help you if you're going to lie to me and tell me, I'm the best marksman. Oh, yeah, you're the best marksman. Yeah, you can't even put the dang firearm in your holster. So, yes. But I will tell you, if you want it, practice is key. Just continue to practice.
Absolutely.
I cannot stress that, because I was crap. I'm gonna tell you, I didn't know how to utilize that holster either. You guys, I was crap. It took me wanting to be better for you guys to most definitely learn it. So whatever I got to do, even if I have to go get friendly fired or family fired one of you guys, I'm sorry, to actually, be up to par, to show these new armed officers coming in what safety points is needed and what you're needing to go for to get a best score. I'm going to do so. I'm going to make sure everyone is on the same page and reaching the level of, perfection that they want to be. Most definitely.
Fantastic.
Perfect. Well, talking about the practice and stuff like that, I remember when I first got hired, I spent hours and hours. So we'd be watching TV and I had my belt on and just practicing drawing and taking stuff on the belt.
It shows when people know what they're doing.
And it's one of those. It's having that in the interview process and having that basics of it of describing how it works and everything. Just that introductory part would have made my life a whole lot easier. Knowing that you've added that in, it's just. I've said it, I think 3 times now. It's amazing.
Thank you.
So, Dylan, to answer your, just checking in on everything.
My work this Monday. Comments.
He's bringing up the fact that he won the water bottle because McFarland messed up the
I may have
giveaway.
signed some checks with my mouth.
Dylan, once we're done with this podcast, brother, give me a call and we'll get all that worked out for you.
Do we ever get the one out to the guy?
Preacher, I don't think April will ever got your voicemail. If you could, man, give me another call. And like I said, she works Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. If you called during the day, which you're an hour behind us.
Yes, Denver's an hour behind.
So if you give us a call between those times and ask for me, we'll get you all squared away, man. I promise.
Good deal.
But other than that, I don't have anything I don't have anything else. I again want to say, T, thank you for the phenomenal job that you do.
Oh,
thank you so much. Thank you for coming on and giving us the time for this. I really appreciate it.
Hey, whatever it's going to help get the next best candidate.
I kind of botched it too. I meant to ask her on Friday if she could come in for the podcast.
Oh, you're just like, hey, today we're on the podcast.
Yeah,
again?
I walked up and I walked up to her and I said, T, I said, I have a question. I said, I have an I made a boo-boo. And she goes, what? She goes, oh no. And I was like, I meant to ask you on Friday if you could do the podcast with us today. She goes, absolutely.
Let me go put on my face.
Right.
That's exactly. It's 2 minutes.
That's why I was late. I was putting on my face.
Yes, well, thank you guys most definitely for having me,
Yeah,
and
of course.
it's most definitely a pleasure. Yes, you guys, if you guys are looking to be the next armed security officer with Titan, please apply on tpcsecurity.com. We are hiring in St. Louis area, Omaha, Nebraska, and Kansas City metropolitan area. I'm just going to let you guys know.
Ooh, that shout out.
Yeah, that was good.
I'm going to let you
That
guys
flowed.
know practice makes perfect
That's
in
right.
life. It doesn't matter what you do, from
Yep.
cooking to going to the gym, in which
Right.
I need to go. But
Thanks, two of us.
That's three.
look, I need to go to the gym too, but practice makes perfect, you
That's
know?
right.
So if you're wanting to be that best armed officer, if you're looking for law enforcement, come on, you guys, get to the range, practice, because I'm
Yep.
going to test you.
All right.
I'm
Brian,
going
you
to
have-
definitely text it.
Ryan, you have access to all of them. Don't start with me. So before we cut out, guys, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to go through our weather just like we normally do.
On-screen weather.
So here's the weather, what we're looking at. Tuesday, we're looking at 46, partly cloudy. Wednesday at 50.
I don't know
was
what
that?
you dropped. Something you dropped.
It was me. Thursday, we're at 52. Friday, 52. Saturday, 50. Sunday, 53. Monday is 49. And Tuesday, 49. So we're still in those colder weathers. Making sure we're dressed for the weather. Wear those underlayers. We're still working on coats. So again, if you haven't emailed April about those, please do. As soon as they're in, she'll let you know and make sure you guys get set up with
Yep.
time to come get them.
We're
the
doing
one thing
everything
I
we can.
The one thing I do want to say about that, please don't just show up looking for a coat. Let her reach out to you, let her know, so she can let you know that they're here and set up in a time for it, so we can get you guys taken care of and make sure everybody gets what they need. So we appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for everything. Tina, thank you again for joining us. We
Thank you.
appreciate you coming on. Guys, we'll let you get back to enjoying your week. Thank you so much. We wouldn't be able to do this stuff without you. We appreciate everything. So last thing is hydration is key. Hydrate the day
Most
before, not the
definitely.
day of. Thanks, guys. Enjoy your day. We'll
Take
catch you on
care.
the next one.
Take care.